Take 900. What's on, guys? What's going on, guys? We're just gonna roll with it. I have this thing where, for some reason, when I speak, sometimes the words just don't come out properly, but we're just gonna go with it. All right. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kirsten Martell, the Big Booty Boss Academy YouTube, and I drop a new episode every Friday at 9 a.m. Today's episode is titled, Do Not Make These Mistakes. So you guys, I'm gonna take you through my top 5 mistakes I made during my fitness journey, and hopefully you guys don't make the same mistakes because you're watching this episode. My dog's, Fluff, show him. Fluff, are you sneezing all over the, oh, Fluff. All right, guys, before we start today's episode, I want to invite all the ladies that are watching this to my free fitness community. Sorry, gentlemen, this is for ladies only. In my free fitness community on Facebook, guys, I do a live workout weekly. There's meal prep Monday ideas with macro-friendly recipes, a ton of really cool stuff in the group. So at the end of this episode, we're gonna drop the link. You have to answer a few questions. You come into the group, we become, oh my God, I burped. We become best friends, and that's it. All right, so first things first, you guys, I tell the girls in the Big Booty Boss Academy this all the time, grab a pen and paper, because something I say might really resonate with you. You might want to implement it. If you do implementing it, you might want to implement it. So grab a pen and paper. I'll wait here for 30 seconds. Go ahead, go get a pen and paper and some water. Go get a pen. All right, guys. Thank you for grabbing a pen. All right, guys, so mistake number 1 is the all or nothing mindset. So I have a really good analogy for this. Siri, how do you properly pronounce analogy? Analogy. So the all or nothing mindset is basically going into your fitness journey aiming to be perfect. So you make one mistake and you're like, fuck everything, might as well just binge eat garbage for the rest of the week. So the analogy that really stuck with me is if you were to be driving along the road, okay? You're driving along the road, you're driving in your red Kia Soul, everybody's looking because your car is sick, and you drive over a nail and you pop the front right passenger side tire. So you get out and you're like, fuck this, you take a knife to every other tire. Now you have no tires. That just like isn't something you would do, but in our fitness journey, it's so easy for us to eat maybe a small thing of fries, and then that leads to 2 things of fries, to 5 chicken nuggets, to this and this and this, and we kind of just derail, and that's the all or nothing mindset, you guys. I wanna remind you that going into a fitness journey, there's going to be ups and there's gonna be downs, and one thing I found with myself is that I would maybe go out for some drinks with a friend on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday I would write off because of that Friday. And you guys, that's like popping every single one of your tires. That's like accidentally cutting off a little piece of your hair and then shaving the rest of your head off. It just doesn't make sense. So mistake number 1 that I want you guys to make sure you don't make, and I want to make sure that you're writing this down, is don't have the all or nothing mindset. All right, guys, so we're gonna take a little side note before we move into number 2. Somebody really pissed me off today. Like really, really pissed me off. And I almost let it come into this like YouTube filming, and I almost let it just like kind of take over my day. I honestly was thinking about ordering a bottle of wine because I was like, bleh! But I just did something really, really nice for someone that I know. And I just want to remind you guys that one kind thing daily, like every time I do something for someone else, it doesn't matter kind of what's going on, it always makes me feel better. So one time me and Haley took sleeping bags to the homeless in Kelowna, and afterwards we were like, this is the coolest feeling ever. So basically what I'm trying to say, you guys, if someone pisses you off and is being a total dickbag, do something for someone else. It honestly helped me feel so much better. I was like, I'm a good person. I'm not gonna beat this person up. Okay, so big mistake number 2 was favoring cardio over working out. I think that when we start a fitness journey, it's really easy to get comfortable. So what I mean by that is you go to the gym, you go on a treadmill, and the treadmill is like almost like your safe space. I know that was for me personally, that going into the gym, I felt really good on the treadmill. Like nobody was looking at me, I was doing my own thing. But going into the weight section, the dumbbell section, the leg section, I was like, oh my God, it like made me feel like throwing up. Don't favor cardio over weights. I mean, like, I think that everybody has their own way on how they live a healthy lifestyle, and I've seen people that live this like healthy lifestyle through yoga, but if your goal is weight loss, the idea that cardio is gonna serve you better than weights is false. So if you're favoring cardio over lifting weights and you're doing a ton of excessive, intense cardio every single day, it's gonna be really hard for you to build muscle. So I did cardio excessively for a very long amount of time. Usually I would do it to punish myself, or I'd be doing it because it was the only place I felt comfortable. But when I really started to build my body, build my booty, I honestly owe a lot of that to pushing myself, pushing, P-U-S-H-I-N-G, pushing myself in the gym. So in super simple form, muscle tissue is more metabolically active than fat tissue. So muscle tissue is gonna burn more calories than fat tissue, which means, you guys, the more muscle you have, the more fat you're gonna burn. So building muscle, the best way to build muscle is by progressive overload. The way to focus on progressive overload is by consistently lifting heavier, AKA lifting weights. So I don't know that I was ever, actually, I'm trying to like think back to Kirsten when she was 17, 18, because you always hear all the time like, oh, am I gonna get bulky? And you guys, unless you're eating like 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day, like lifting weights is not going to make you bulky. I'm doing 4 heavier resistance training sessions in the gym right now, literally pushing myself with everything I have. And I'm also eating in a small deficit. With the proper nutrition and weight training program, you're not gonna get that bulky look, and it's not something you should be afraid of when lifting weights. All right, guys, so fact, to lose weight, you have to be eating in a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is where you consume less calories than your body expends. So as we eat less, our metabolism's gonna slow down with that. So a lot of the time when I see someone come into my group and they've hit a plateau and they're like, but Kirsten, I'm eating in a deficit, and like everyone says that eating in a deficit is like the key to weight loss, which is true, but you can't eat in a deficit forever and forever and forever and forever. So there is times where you're gonna need to take like, maybe you're eating in like, and I wouldn't recommend a deficit higher than 500 calories, but you're going to need to increase your calories back to maintenance, stay there for a solid few weeks, and then decrease your calories again. That's gonna reset your metabolism. And that was like something that was so key that I totally missed, you guys. So I did actually decrease my calories quite good. I lost weight, but then this is what I did. Once I got to 1,200 calories, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm losing weight. Like this is like the magic special number. Obviously, this is before I learned anything about nutrition, before I took any nutrition courses. So I didn't want to budge from 1,200 calories because I was like, 1,200 calories is where I lose weight. Realistically, you guys, I probably could have maintained the weight loss that I had. Hi, babe. That's my sweet boy. Can you show him? All right, guys, so one thing I did wrong, I put myself in too large of a deficit. I could have lost the weight that I was trying to lose while consuming like 1,500 to 1,600 calories. So that was mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 was staying in that deficit for months and months and months, or trying to stay in that deficit because I'm like, this is where I lose all the weight, binge eating on the weekends, repeat, repeat, repeat. So fitness mistake number 3 that I don't want you guys to do is think that eating less equals more results. And the last thing I want to add on to that, you guys, is that your goal should be to eat if your goal is weight loss, you should be aiming to eat as much as you possibly. When I sing, it makes me pronounce my words better. That's actually a fact. So you want to aim to eat as much as you can while still losing the weight versus trying to just cut to 1,200 calories because you want to lose quick, because you guys, the weight that you lose just isn't going to be maintainable. All right, guys, so mistake number 4, and I'm just fingers crossed that you guys are going to learn from my mistakes because this is another one that I went balls deep into. So rest and recovery, just neglecting rest and recovery. So working out gets our adrenaline going. We start to feel good. Serotonin levels start to spike, and then we are feeling awesome and we don't want to stop. So instead of working out 5 days a week like we're supposed to, we're like, let's do 6, let's do 7, fuck it. Let's just not even take a rest day. Like, we're feeling good, our energy levels are high. I promise you guys that there is a point where you will burn out, and the rest and recovery part of this entire journey is so important. So my 4th tip for you is to not neglect the rest and recovery. And you guys, that's the hours that you sleep every night. That's the days that you take off. And yes, you guys, you need a minimum full day rest. I usually recommend 2. That's foam rolling. That's prioritizing stretching along with your workouts. Do not neglect the rest and recovery, or I'll come to your house, I'll find you, I'll fight you, and I'll force you to sleep. Okay, guys, I wouldn't actually do that, but I try to stress the rest and recovery is such a huge part. And actually, I think I might do a YouTube on the importance of sleep and just a good nightly routine to get your body ready for sleep. Because a lot of us are doing this and then trying to go to sleep, but our brains are still active, but that's for another day. All right, guys, so the last thing we're gonna talk about is comparing yourself to other people's journeys. So stepping into the gym for the first time and comparing yourself to someone that's been there for 10 years, right? Like, I think that I would have gotten to, and there's never really a final destination, but I think things would have been a lot more enjoyable if I would have stopped going into the gym and focusing on what I wasn't and just focused on what I was. Like, I was at the gym, I was putting in the work, I was committed, but I spent so much time being like, I wonder like how I would look like this girl. And the truth is that any of us can look like this girl, but the chances are that that girl's probably been working out for 10 years. So you guys, like, there's people that I look up to, that I'm inspired by, that I'm like, damn, she looks good. But I've really tried to put a stop to comparing myself and focusing on my journey. Our journeys are, and this is gonna sound super cheesy, but I fucking mean it from the bottom of my heart. Our journeys are unique. They're not supposed to be like someone else's. So anytime you spend wishing you looked or were at a certain level that someone else is time that you could have spent in the gym working on yourself to get to the place that you want to go. Straight up. All right, guys, so you should have been writing this down, but I'm just gonna summarize them quickly, and then I'm gonna invite you guys to my free Ladies Only Fitness community. So 1, ditch the all or nothing mindset. You're not gonna pop one tire and then pop the other 3. So why are you eating 1 fry and then eating 50 fries and then 5 bottles of wine and 5 donuts and 8 chocolate bars and 10 chewy candies? You get my point. 2, cardio over lifting. Don't prioritize your cardio over lifting. Obviously, like, I love cardio. I do cardio every single day, but moderation, you guys. You don't need to do excess cardio to get to the place you wanna be. 3, eating too little doesn't equal more results. So less food doesn't always equal better. 4, neglecting rest and recovery. Don't do it. 5, stop comparing yourself. All right, guys, so thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I wanna take time out of my busy day to invite you to my free fitness community on Facebook. Right now, we have over 7,000 ladies in the group. I'm gonna drop the link in the comments, answer the questions. Remember, you guys, every Friday, 9 a.m. PST, your girl drops a new episode. Peace.